Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be playing some Minecraft with some friends. Which friends, you may ask? Well, there's me, MC, Odie, and Z. Now, you might be thinking, Colonel, Minecraft is boring. Shut! Well, I sort of agree. After you've built a one-to-one recreation of the USS Enterprise CV6, it does feel a little boring, sometimes even repetitive. So, what are we going to do to fix this? I know. Horror mods. Minecraft horror mods have been around for a little while, and some have picked up some considerable steam and even created some careers on YouTube. So which one are we going to be playing in this series? Dread. Revamped. A horror mod pack created by Arenic. Thanks, man. We have no particular plan going into this, except maybe, perchance, possibly, survive. Well then, without further ado, let's go. Now, considering this is the first video in the series and our first time playing Minecraft collectively in a while, we did have to get things set up, and Odie had to get a recording software working, which took a minute because for some reason theirs just recorded sound for a bit until MC helped them fix it. So we kind of just sat in the main menu and discussed what style we were going to make our videos in. Odie didn't really have a plan. MC was going to go for a Swaley style, and me and Z were both going to go for a scripted 100 Days style. However, MC finally got the world running, and we ran into another problem. See, Dread Revamped has voice chat, which makes it more immersive and spooky, but we couldn't get it working right. After standing in Spawn, messing around with keybinds, and saying random bullshit, we all got it working, and during this process we saw a rather freaky creature we named Joe. Only to realize another problem. MC hadn't set the world up right. Instead of being in the cool, wooded, coniferous biome the mod was originally designed to be played in, it was a normal Minecraft world. So we agreed to restart. But before we did that, we had all noticed earlier a curious item in our inventories. Death Totem. What the fuck? So we all collectively decided, fuck it, because the world was going to be reset anyways, and we ate the totem. That proved to be a fatal mistake. As soon as the totem was consumed, it turned nighttime, turned daytime, a blood-curdling shriek pierced the air, and we were all kicked from the world. Interesting. Now, we could finally hop into a new world, begin anew, and it's not letting us connect. Ah! And it also turned out that the mod creator had removed the beautiful, luscious, amazing coniferous forest setting. I will remember this. So, after around 20 minutes of getting absolutely nothing accomplished and me fucking around on Discord, we agreed that Z would host the world and make it normal and boring. We began with the usual Minecraft essentials: wood, apples, crafting table, axe, saplings, etc. We also cracked a few Vietnam jokes for some reason, and we also found a geyser. We agreed that spawn was dog shit and we needed to find a good place to set up base camp and maybe even call home. On the way there, we made two discoveries. 1. Lava. 2. When you're running in this mod pack, sometimes the game thinks you're falling and will play this goofy-off flailing animation, making running look really funny.
Look like that.
What?
Why are these eyes?
Why does it look like that?
As we were walking, we came across this giant cavern. And another one. It was also around this point that we discovered the mod had motion blur enabled. Ugh. But also, after a few more minutes of walking, me and MC noticed we were frighteningly alone. We had inadvertently committed one of the cardinal sins of horror movies. We had gotten separated. In many situations, this would be a horrifying, dreadful situation. Unless I had a rather devious idea. We do a little trolling. You know, we do a little trolling. But we eventually reunited with Z and Odie and resumed our search for a place to settle down. Eventually, we found a nice, flat spot with some tall trees. I had decided before we even began recording that I was going to build a watchtower. Why, you may ask? Well, there's a few reasons. One, watchtowers are cool. Two, I would build a fort, but being on the ground is dangerous because of the creatures. So I was going to build a watchtower. Problem. It's getting dark. Odie and MC opted to construct a dirt hut, and me and Z opted to begin rudimentary construction of our towers. Nights in Minecraft are usually tolerable, and you can usually still accomplish some things. Not here. Not only do the creatures spawn, but it's dark. Like, really dark. Like, you can barely see. So we mostly just kind of chilled in our respective bases, attempting to communicate despite sounds being muffled through blocks. And I noticed these two smoke trails behind me. Huh. During the night, we also finally got our first taste of the monsters that could spawn here. The man from the frog? What the fuck? Well, sun's rising. Looks like we can finally exit the tower and do stuff. Why am I blind? What's going on? What the hell? 2, 1. I got tuberculosis. Oh. I guess that just happened. Let's get to work. Z at this point decided to go to the campfires, which turned out to be other watchtowers, these ones pre-generated. Cool. But it was here, while he was gone, we were presented with a new problem. Food. We were in a snow biome where passive mobs spawn less, and the mod pack doesn't allow for the spawning of hostile mobs, the vanilla hostile mobs, that is, so beds were also going to be hard to get. MC and Odie thought we might move out, but I'd already put some work into my tower, and we agreed to get fishing rods instead. I continued building my tower, but I ran out of logs just as it was becoming night. Shit. Well, I guess I'll just wait until morning, right? Nope. I had, at this point, to go put my chickens in for bed because I'm a country boy! Yeehaw! Yeah. So I looked straight down to protect myself from monsters triggered by line of sight and left. However, I couldn't have prevented this mod from attacking me because I had no roof. And it started snowing.
Holy fuck.
So when I came back from my chickens, among a few other chores, I found myself dead. I respawned, but it was nighttime and I didn't know the way back to base, so I just chilled in spawn and looked at YouTube, waiting for Z to come get me and guide me back to our towers. What the fuck? But eventually he came and walked me back to the base where I made some hopeful discoveries. While I had been gone, not only did we have barrels of supplies and furnaces, but fishing rods and beds. Yippee! So I set my respawn point and resumed work on my tower. I got my tower not, well, done, but livable. That's what counts, right? During the night, Z built a bridge to connect our towers, and in the daytime we built a roof over it. We also saw this curious thing floating in the sky. Huh. Hope that's not going to be a problem. It was also around this time that MC had to go, so we said our goodbyes for the night. And, you know, in real life it is getting kinda late, so we agreed to go loot one of those towers Z hadn't managed to get to earlier, and then we'd call it a day. So we made our journey, got stuck in about 3 different patches of powdered snow, but eventually made it. And oh my god, we found my favorite light source in the entire game, lanterns! We then set back out for home, took a few seconds to look at the sunset on the way there, got back, said our goodbyes,
Alright, don't
bye,
forget to unmute.
Yep.
Bye.
and hopped off.